What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Del from Inkie Quill. Happy New Year. It's the 1st of January 2019. Boy oh boy, 2018 was a year. I'm very happy to see the start of 2019. I wasn't great friends with last year, so we're moving on. Today I thought, just like I did last year, I thought it'd be fun to do a Scrappy Resolutions video. Now, I'm not someone who usually does, actually, I've never done actual New Year's resolutions. You know, get fit, eat healthy. That would be great. But that would be great every week of the year, because I go off the rails and eat junk food and don't exercise all of the time. So last year, I set myself, I think it was 5 Scrappy goals. Let's be real, I sucked at some of them. But I feel like they gave me a little bit of motivation, and they also kind of helped when I was in a bit of a rut. The main one that I'm thinking of is stamping, because last year I really wanted to use more of my stamps, and although I didn't become a stamper extraordinaire and I don't know every stamp in my stash, and I guarantee about 5% of my stash of stamps actually got used, it was 5% more than what would have been used. And so even if you just come up with 2 things that you'd like to focus on for the year, I think it's a great way to kind of give yourself a bit of a New Year boost. So I've got 5. I'm going with 5. We'll see how we go. One of them's the same as last year, and that was an epic fail. So we're just going to carry it on. We're just going to continue. And I want to try to not be hard on myself about it, because, you know, when you set yourself a goal, it kind of hurts when you don't meet it. And I am very guilty of being too hard on myself. And so this year, I'm kind of giving myself a bit of grace and just doing what I can. So my number 1, I've got them written down here, which is why I'm looking down. Number 1 goal is to use my stash. And this has been something that has slowly been creeping in this year, which I've really loved. I'm cutting down on my design team stuff and kind of company collab type things, and I really want to focus on using my stash because it's growing and I need to use it, and there's things that I love that I have completely forgotten about. And so this year I'm really going to focus on my stash. I want to do more Scrap Stash Saturday videos because they help me look at the older stuff and not the brand new stuff, in which I'm very excited because I have a big old box of brand new stuff that I ordered from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to use a little bit of it, but I'm not going to get it all out at the same time. I'm going to try and work with the old and use up some of my paper. That's a big one. Paper, I think because I was on design teams and I was getting a monthly subscription, a lot of the time I wouldn't use all of the pieces of 12 by 12 paper in the month. And sometimes when I'd create a layout, like this one is just sitting on my desk, there's no pattern paper on this layout at all. It's a piece of cardstock, tissue paper, and a mixed media background. And so I was finding that the paper was accumulating rather quickly, as well as scraps. So my goal is to use my stash with a focus on paper and thickers. Hands up, who else has a large stash of thickers that they don't actually use all of the fonts? Very guilty. Yeah, so be on the lookout for some videos over here using up my stash bits and pieces. So that's number 1. Goal number 2, it's my least favourite part of scrapbooking. You guys know it. Photo printing. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. This year, I kind of got to a point, well, sorry, I'm filming this in 2018. Last year, I got to a point in, I think it was about August, perhaps, where I still hadn't printed March. And it was making me question whether I was going to actually do this year, due to 2018, sorry. And as I'm filming this, I haven't printed all of the year. I have only printed up to September, I think. And so I have a couple of days off. I've taken a little bit of a break, but I say it's a break. I'm still working. I'm just trying not to film during that time, just have a bit of a lazy working week. And I really want to print photos. So that's my goal for, I hope to be, and a smaller goal inside Keep on Top of Photo Printing is to have 2018 printed by the end of January. Wish me luck. Hold me to it, peeps. But I think that I set the goal last year of, this is just a rambly chatty video, by the way, so if you want to pause it, get yourself a snack, a cup of tea, whatever you like, go ahead, because I might ramble a little bit. But last year I set the goal of every month printing, and the problem with last year is that in December, January, February, especially January, I had a lot of difficult family health emergencies going on, and so it started my year off on a bad foot. I wasn't organised, life was a bit chaotic, and so December, January, February were a real blur. And so I didn't print January at the end of January. I didn't print February at the end of February like I intended to. And that really made me just not quit, but kind of give up on myself a little bit. And so I want to tell you guys that if you do set yourself goals, give yourself a bit of grace. And that's what I'm trying to do this year. No grace giving expert. But it's hard. It's hard. So I hope we can work on it together and kind of give ourselves a bit of slack, because, you know, we don't have 8. How amazing would scrapbooking be if we had 8 arms like an octopus? You could be trimming things while you're looking for embellishments, while you're painting over here. Oh, it's the dream. Look, yeah. I told you it was going to be a rambling video. We've already gone on an octopus tangent. You know, when you've gone in, we're only like 7 minutes into the video. When you know when I'm already talking about octopuses, we're in for a ramble. All right, so number 3 is, I'm excited about this one. I'm not excited about photo printing, but I'm going to try. Number 3 is to challenge myself a little bit more. I know that when I get into it's either when I get into a flow of creating or when I'm in a rut, which I know that sounds like the only 2 places you can be, but sometimes I just make random things and I'm okay with it. But when I'm on a flow and I'm filming like 7, 8 videos in one day, I tend to go to the same techniques, the same types of products, and not do anything too difficult. And then when I'm in a rut, I don't want to do anything difficult because I feel like I can't succeed at anything. If you can hear Archie in the background, he's yelling at Aaron for banana. And so when I'm in a rut, I don't want to go outside of my comfort zone. I want to just stay in my little comfortable bubble with my Dilutions and my watercolour and just stay in that little spot. So I'm trying to work for the middle section where I feel like experimenting, but I don't really know how or what. So I've started a new series over here on Patreon. There's going to be 1 video every month, and I might create, actually the first 2, I've actually created 2 things. So it's a double process video. I might do art journal pages, scrapbook layouts, junk journals, project life, cards, all sorts of things. But a new series called Challenge Yourself. And so every month I'm going to choose either a new technique or a colour. I am going to do a green one. I'm working up to that, peeps. And I'm going to try and jump outside the box and challenge myself. So let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas for things that I can do. The first one is, I've already filmed the first 2. First one is rainbows, which will have a bit of a part in this month's printables. Bit of a sneaky peek hint there. So first one's rainbows, because I find multicolored stuff and multicolored paper and background's really difficult to work with. I don't know how to coordinate the colours properly. And the second one is hand stitching. So let me know if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover throughout the year, and I will definitely do them. So that's number 3. Yeah. Number 4 is to stop comparing myself. I think it's because of my social phobia, my anxiety. I don't enjoy scrolling through Instagram as much as I used to, because I feel like I compare myself to other people, and I try to stop myself from doing that. Because there's so many incredibly amazing scrapbookers and designers and artists out there, and it's hard to not look at what you're doing and what they're doing and notice the differences or the similarities, or it's part of being a human, I think, is to look at two things and see how they connect or aren't connected. And so this year I really want to focus on social media and enjoying posting on social media again, because I did feel a little stressed at some points this year, and just to create things that I like, that I think my family will enjoy flipping through in albums, even though no one looks at my albums. They literally, they sit on my shelf and no one looks at them. Nada. The only people who see my albums are you guys, through this camera on my desk. No one ever asked to look at them, which is sad, but hey, I'm making them for me. So that's number 4. And then number 5, it's kind of up there with photo printing. It's not as bad, but it's lingering under it. And that's to stay on top of cleaning my craft space. Is there anyone else who doesn't have the Pinterest-worthy organised craft space all of the time? Even if your space is a drawer where you store your things, even if it's your dining room table, even if it's a little basket that you keep next to the couch. This year I really want to try and keep on top of being organised. I was thinking of maybe later in the year of doing a live stream of like organising things in here, just for you guys over here on Patreon, because I think that would help me feel more accountable to keep on top of it. I'm going to give you a little look at the end of this video at my current space and maybe make you feel a little bit better about yours. But I feel like, and this is just with my whole house, but when my space is disorganized, my brain is disorganized, and I feel like I can't create as easily. And I think we went through like 4 months of just passing sicknesses between Aaron Arch and I after he started daycare, and I didn't have the time or the energy or the inkling to clean my craft area. So I would just come in, do what I needed to do, and then things would just go on the floor, as you will see around me. I cleaned it at the start of December, but we're now at the end of December and it's not looking too good. So I really want to try and when I'm finished with something, put it away instead of just dropping it on the floor. I do need to also come up with some solutions. I really wish I'd done, kind of disappointed in myself in that this is the 4th space that my craft room has been in this house, and I haven't filmed craft room tours of any of the previous spaces, and that really annoys me. And I'm definitely going to do one for here before I move anything. Before I just need to clean it, because I can't do a room tour at the moment. But I need to come up with some solution to have a flat, kind of want to say a flat space over here where I can put like open albums and open boxes of supplies and things like that, just temporarily until the end. So that's another goal that I want to do this year. So they're my 5 scrappy resolutions. I'm going to work on them. I feel like I have to make some sort of growth in one of those areas. I've got a whole year, even if it's as simple as using 30 bits of paper from my stash across the whole year. instead of new paper, old paper. Even if it's just something as small as that, I really feel like setting Scrappy Resolutions is a fun way to kind of challenge yourself a little bit. I don't think I could do more than 5, and I think 5 is too many. I think 3 might be a better number for me. I'm going to really focus on my stash, my craft space, and maybe printing photos. If I don't put it up there, it's not going to happen. But I'm really going to focus on all 5, but really try for those 3. Let me know in the comments if you've got some Scrappy Resolutions yourself, and also if you've got any things you'd like to challenge me for the new series. I really am excited for this one because this year is all about kind of creating without just creating for creating's sake, I guess you could say, without being told what to create. Oh, if that makes sense. Like I just want to create stuff for me and not for other companies, if that makes sense. I don't know. And I'm working on some other fun projects that I can't tell you about yet, some inky things that might come out during the year, some classes, some products, some things. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah, I'm just excited to get back into it. I've got to check with Aaron about a family holiday in January sometime, but I am going to do a live scrap stream just for you Patreon peeps, that one that I said I was going to do and then we all got sick, which is finishing unfinished products. And that'd be a good Scrappy resolution actually, if you've stuck for things, to choose a project and try and finish it by the end of the year that's half done. But I will let you know that date this week, I promise. And I'm thinking maybe the last week in January. It's a Australia Day here. It's a public holiday at some point. I don't really know which day of the week it is, or the early start of Feb. It'll be one or the other. And yeah, I'm just excited about to see what this year brings, because last year was pretty poop and just with life. So really trying to focus on the positive and understand that not everything's perfect, and that's okay. But you got to keep striving on and just do what you love. Alright, so let's have a look at this craft room. Prepare yourself. Just kind of block your eyes a little bit because it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Here comes my helper. Are you going to help Mama?
Yes.
Yes. While you run that way, I'm going to show the peeps. So here is the baby gate, which is probably... You're okay, Bubba. Going in. Come in. So here's the baby gate, which is probably the cleanest area because the door has to close. And then I have a hall here, which I've been meaning to film a video for about, I'd say about 3 months on that one probably. Then we pan across and it's just one big disaster. My desk, can't see the top of my desk at the moment. There's all sorts of things down here. I have albums that I've been working on. I've moved things, so I've got a new shelf here that you guys probably haven't seen, and it's just a big disaster. But I'm really hoping to stop this. I've got to stop this pile of albums. Problem is I work in several albums at the same time, and so I think this cupboard is just storage, and so we don't access it very often at all. And I think Aaron has a spare desk that I think I might maybe steal and put in front of this and just treat this like a wall, because that's all it is. And so that's the plan for 2019, to keep on top of this kerfuffle. Hey Arch, can you say Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
What have you got?
2.
I've got 2 things. Wow. Oh, thanks, Bubba. Got my little Quill helper. Do you want your E?
No.
No? That's for Mum. So thanks for joining me today. It's been a year.
Bye.
Bye. Archie's standing in the shower. And it's not on, don't worry. It's been a year. So here's to 2019. Let me know, even if you don't have Scrappy Resolutions, what you'd like to what projects you're focusing on in the coming year. And I'll see you guys with another video very soon. Bye! What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Adele from I can never do the first one right. Take two.
Oh, yes.
Archbean.
Bye.